On Extra Credit, exploring different ways to express our unique identities. Stay tuned.
This program is made possible in part by the state of Michigan and by viewers like you. Thank you.
Some of us are here to make friends. Students sign their name to make it their own.
Really, this show is about hearing from us.
Hey, I'm Paige.
And I'm Brooke.
And this is Extra Credit, a safe space for teens to have interesting conversations and explore new ideas.
So what are we talking about today, Paige?
Well, we're talking about identity and expression.
How do you express yourself?
How I express myself through my facial expressions and when I'm talking with my hands. And if I'm having very strong emotions, I write music.
Fair enough. What does most of your music sound like? Give me a rundown on how you express yourself in your music.
Well, if I'm feeling like upset, or if I'm just feeling mad, or if I'm just feeling happy, I'll just write lyrics that describe what I'm feeling in the moment. Like, what's an example? I always scrap them after I'm done.
Oh, okay.
So
I was just about to ask, like, what do you do?
Because I would usually like come up with the beat and then come up with the lyrics. And then like I'll never actually like go forward with singing the lyrics. But I feel like that could be a great way for me to get my music out there because I can just send it to other artists and stuff.
Right.
How do you express yourself?
I had a phase where I wrote lyrics or like poetry and it was so bad. I don't even remember any of it, but I remember like showing somebody and they were like side-eyeing me so hard. I was like,
really?
I'm like, please, I'm expressing myself. And they're just like, this sucks. I'm like, okay, well, it wasn't for you. Okay, I should have showed you. Like, so it's so fair. Like, I think when expressing yourself and finding your identity, like it is a really personal experience. So if you do feel like discarding some of that, just so only you know, and it was your personal experience, do it. Like, it's totally fine. I agree. Like, discarding is a way to keep with that.
Yeah, because I'll look back at the lyrics, I'm like, that's kind of cringy. I'm gonna delete that.
Like, maybe that was just for the time.
Hi, my name is Asia. I spend my mornings here at Pathways. And in the afternoons, I go to Huron Valley Beauty Academy for cosmetology. The way I got into this program is I went through all the steps of signing up and having a parent or guardian sign for me, and also having a teacher recommendation. When I first wanted to do hair, it was because of my own insecurities, because I noticed when my hair wasn't done, or when I started to get into makeup, I didn't want to see myself without makeup, or I didn't want to see myself without my hair done. So it really started from like my insecurities, but now it's something that I just love to do, and I learned to like accept myself without makeup. But yeah, I like to, because I know a lot of people have insecurities about themselves or don't like how they look without the makeup and the hair, and doing that for them and making them feel better about themselves, like, makes me feel good.
So when students come to us in cosmetology, the goal is to prepare them for real life working in the salon environment. And that's kind of where the kids are at right now. They just got done taking their test to get out onto the student salon floor. So Asia is out on the floor working on real customers now and really getting a taste of what it's going to be like to be working in this industry.
I know in middle school and elementary I used to get bullied because I always was a heavier set, bigger child. And yeah, now it's escalating and it's getting worse. And as I get older, I notice like boys out there who see women in general as disposable, really, and it's terrible. Self-love is being able to, like, it's like being in love with yourself, kind of. Not really caring what other people say, because you know you look or you feel this way about yourself. You feel good about yourself. You know you look good. And yeah, and you set yourself at higher standards when you have a lot of self-love for yourself. For me, I do struggle with that sometimes, because it don't really, like, I don't get sad about people comments. It, like, really upsets me, and then I start, like, nitpicking with myself and kind of, like, thinking deep about their comments. But it might take me a minute, but eventually I do, like, kind of, like, snap back and be like, no, I know who I am. I know what I look like. I know what I feel about myself, and yeah.
In cosmetology, there's no such thing as perfect, but it really does help to want to be detail-oriented and to have that eye for symmetry and design, and Asia is definitely good with that.
To be a part of the cosmetology program, it feels kind of like awarding. Like, I feel like I earned it. And I feel like it helped with my self-within, because in class we do sometimes have some talks about insecurities and stuff like that. I feel like I get more like when I go to cos, we always like hand out compliments. I feel like I get a lot of compliments when I'm natural without like the makeup and stuff, and it makes me feel better about myself. Especially like from the instructors, they give me compliments, and then like little tips and stuff. I might ask for little tips about my makeup, and some people hand them to me and stuff. So now I feel like I belong.
Suda Arts Academy is an academy for youth that teaches photography and storytelling through photography. I started as a student in Suda. I really liked what the program did for youth, and kind of cultivating that artistic mentality. So I became an intern / mentor for the students.
My favorite part of the camp is when we get to travel, because we get to go to new places and we get to discover new things, take pictures of different things we haven't seen before.
Today we went out to Detroit, downtown Detroit, Campus Martius, and the goal of today was architectural photography, or how to look at buildings and other things around in the area to add to their futurism storytelling. Taking the students out in the field is always more interesting for them, because they get to use their cameras. They can practice what they learned in class. And then going through the day, we always check in, see how their photos are going, do just minor corrections, try this or try that. And it just helps them moving forward throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, after we've gone through our photo taking activities, we go through each student's work individually, and also go through techniques that they use, what they could work on, just so that the next class they know what to work on, how to make their photos better.
The best part about camp is how we could make new friends and have other people to help you. If you don't know something, you could ask either the instructors or the students that go here.
We as instructors always try to cultivate that relationship, just so that the students feel comfortable asking us questions, because that's what our job is to help them take photos. And if they're not comfortable doing that, then there's no point in doing it.
My favorite thing about camp is that I was learning so much things about how to take good photos and better ones, so I could be a professional one.
Today, the students are making their own gallery. It's really important that they present their photos, they present their work to the people. It took me years with a lot of photos just sitting in my hard drive, and that prevented me from being who I am right now for almost 5 years, because I was like, I just need to be better, until I decided to share most of my work randomly on social media. This is where I got all that confident for me to take that step and leave my 9 to 5 and pursue what I do. So for us here, we wanted to teach them how to be confident, showing their work to the people, to the world, share it on social media, tell people about their talent, their art.
This is my favorite photo from the program that I've done. It's called Mariposa, which is butterfly in Spanish. I took it on the first day here. I love the framing on it, and I love the colors in the back because it really highlights the butterfly in the middle. And it's my favorite because I love animals and I love butterflies, and I think it's beautiful.
I like how they dissect each other's like photos and tell them ways how they can make it better, and like name what techniques they did use so they can get praised for the techniques that they used, but also get the constructive criticism. So their self-esteem isn't just going low where you're just like, oh, well, you need to do this better. And then you're like, well, I liked that you did this, and this, and that. So it's kind of like in the middle, like, okay, well, I need to work on this, but I know for a fact that I don't need to work on this anymore because I'm good at this.
Right, that's a really good point. I was watching this, and enough slander on the teachers. Let's talk about the good ones. Like, there are good ones, and when they are good, they make a world of difference, a universe of difference.
It really does make a difference, and it really does like, okay, well, you care, so now I'm gonna care. And now I'm gonna do better to make you proud of me.
Right.
Then they're gonna tell you what you did right, they're gonna tell you what you did wrong, how to fix it, boom, that conversation's over.
And the arts, like photography and creating and capturing in general, is a very, like, it gets personal. Like, that is really where your self-exploration and identity does come to show, like, in your work. You know what I'm saying? Oftentimes. So like having that like sensitivity when conveying ideas and information is so important. And I think that the professors and instructors who are able to do that the best are those who remember being students and can understand how a student may feel at this stage. So as long as you can remember, recall, react, revisit, and apply, I think that's the best way that somebody could go about it. I mean, I'm just speaking as somebody who would assume I'm not a teacher. For legal reasons, this is not teaching advice.
When was the last time you visited your childhood neighborhood? What has changed? What buildings have faded and blossomed in its place? What is the new chapter? I grew up in the neighborhood of Boynton, the southernmost neighborhood in Detroit. Once made up of trading posts and ribbon farms, Boynton has evolved into an industrial neighborhood with its nearby plants, oil refinery, and salt mines. This is my neighborhood, and the neighborhood of my mother, and her mother, and her mother. This neighborhood is a mosaic of history and culture, and there's no better place to reflect on the past and future of this neighborhood than through a building that has stood here for a century, St. Andrew and St. Benedict Catholic Church. St. Andrew and St. Benedict was founded in 1924 by Slovak immigrants and dedicated to popular saints of Slovakia. The community was built brick by brick. Parishioners donated portions of their wages to donate stone and statues and their time to construction.
They were, doing the masonry work and everything else here themselves, and they were saying instead of buying the bread, they say, no, I'd rather buy the brick for this church. That's what they were telling us.
In them days, a lot of European people, Polish, Slovaks, Latvians, Ukrainians, and a lot of Eastern Europe people used to donate things to churches as gifts from their family. In 1945, she told me that she had to put a $5 deposit down. The statue cost just a little bit over $300, and that she made payments of $5 a month until it was paid off.
The Second Great Migration sent Black families north for new opportunities. Like the neighborhood, Black families began to attend the parish and send their children to the new Catholic school, at the time considered a better education.
And this integrated communities, and people got to know about each other. My grandmother made Polish dishes. Our priest loves greens.
By the 90s, the population of Boynton had plummeted as families moved out to avoid the pollution and crime that had increased in Southwest Detroit. And St. Andrew and St. Benedict was facing closure as parishioners began to dwindle. With increase of policing and policy, the neighborhood improved, as did the parish, that stayed open for almost another 30 years. Investments have continued to pour into Boynton. St. Andrew and Benedict was one of those contributors. In 2013, SSAB sponsored the creation of the Perry Outreach Center. The center offers reading, music, and computer literacy classes, as well as a food pantry. The community also began to change again, with Hispanic families moving into the neighborhood. Growth requires constant metamorphosis, and this building echoes this sentiment. 100 years of adapting and serving a community through its highs and lows. And after 100 years, St. Andrew and St. Benedict will be closing its doors. But that isn't the end. This community hub is continuing its legacy through Starfish, a nonprofit with the goal of supporting families and children across Metro Detroit.
With St. Andrew and Benedict, and I think with other parishes or other churches, is that we can repurpose, finding new ways to create a new day.
After the death, comes the resurrection.
St. Andrew and St. Benedict is an ongoing love letter to the past and present of Boynton and its people, and how a singular building can be a mosaic of history and optimism for the future of a community.
I am confident.
I am happy.
I am confident.
I am a leader.
I am confident.
I am different.
I am very creative.
I am a good influence to this earth.
I am unique.
How do you affirm yourself?
Honestly, I really just look myself in the mirror. I look at all my flaws, and I'm like,
what flaws? What are you talking about? Like,
listen,
what are flaws? What are
things that I don't like about myself?
They don't have to be flaws. You just don't like them, they're not flaws.
But I look at myself, I take a long time in the mirror sometimes, especially when I'm getting ready for school. I think I'd just be doing that to waste time, but anyway.
Stalling?
Yeah, but I look at myself in the mirror and I think about all the things that I don't like about myself. And I'm like, I really actually like this about myself. Like, society has shaped me to feel like, oh, like my eyebrows are shaped a certain way, so my eyebrows are ugly, or my forehead is at 4 spaces, so I have a big forehead and I mega mind. Like,
like the kids was making you go like that?
Yes.
I remember.
I used to get smacked on my forehead every day and get called mega mind.
Shorty.
Oh my God, I used to be fighting.
That's a therapy charge.
Yeah, I still get killed mega mind to this day. And it's only by the kids I went to elementary school with. And you realize I cover my forehead?
Yeah, I do. I have not seen your forehead. You're so right. Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully one day I get to see and appreciate your forehead.
But like now that I'm older, I'm like, my forehead really not that big. Like, yeah. I don't understand. Like, y'all was just trying to pick on me just to pick on me. Like, go around complimenting people. You'll be surprised how many compliments you gonna get. You'll be surprised on how, like, when you're confident in yourself, you'll be surprised on how many people will be like, okay, like, oh, okay.
I
like,
rock with her.
Yeah,
I like her.
You'll be surprised on how, oh, your outfit is so cute, or your nails are cute, or you look so pretty today.
Mm-hmm.
it's all about confidence. And when you're feeling down and someone compliments you, that's the best thing in the world to me.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. I love the resurgence of compliments. Like, people telling me my hair look good. I'm like, what, really?
Man, like, that makes my whole day. Like, I was going to school one day and I was looking rough. I was looking so rough. She, you look so beautiful. And I had no makeup on. And I'm like, thank you. Like, you're so sweet.
So the compliments help. Compliments help. Not that I will be fishing for them intentionally. It feels better when you're not fishing for them.
Yeah.
When you get intentional compliments, because people like how you walk and like how you talk. That always feels amazing. It's awesome.
Gen Z.
I'm Generation X, known as the lost generation, the forgotten generation.
Creativity, that's about it. We have more say in like doing things differently and like expressing ourselves in like different ways, more say. That's about it.
In spite of the fact that we were the lost generation, the forgotten generation due to divorce and the crack epidemic and all other kind of challenges that we had, especially the Black community, a lot of us were able to become successful as far as a lot of us fought through those obstacles and went on to do something positive with our lives.
Millennials I like a lot because they were more so like I like traditional. I respect it. They were more like in within each other and like it was less tension, I would say. Like they were more collaborative and it was more like heart and things. Now it's like a lot of people think with their minds and like not really like emotion behind it.
Now, one thing I do like about Generation Z is that with the social media and all that kind of stuff and people putting themselves out there on that, it does have some positives as well. Like you can put a song or put your dance or something out there on social media and the right person can see it, and before you know it, you're a star. You know, because people saw your stuff, it does not take you as long to make it or take you as long to get out there. So it gets your information out there. It keeps people connected. So I like how you guys stay connected with one another.
As far as Gen Z, I think we could learn to accept differences, agree to disagree, and grow dislikes into being like different feels of things for different feels of people because everyone's different.
I think for your generation to make it better is one, we need to get beyond marching.
I really wouldn't want to, but if I had to, like I said, I do like the millennials. I like that time, I respect it. It was more so like, really, if you want to get things done, do things, you have to like really be on it and like be out, because like internet and technology wasn't a big of a thing. So I really respect that.
Okay. I love the civil rights movement, I'm sorry, but I love the civil rights movement. I love how young people were the crest, they were basically the fist of the civil rights movement, because you can only put a young person in jail for so long. They would get bailed out and they would be right back out there marching and singing, you know. And so I love that movement because they were able to garner the power of youth and use that to bring forth change in this country. And so change is still affecting us today. You can go to school where you want to go to school, you can live where you want to live, you can work where you want to work. You know, all kinds of doors were open for Black people. And I'm happy about that. So I think I would want to go back, if I could trade, I would want to go back to the civil rights movement, because, you know, during that movement, that's when you had even though there was Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they were all great, they were leadership. But without the young people, none of that stuff would have been able to happen, because once you put the grown folks in jail and they lost their jobs, who was going to do the marching? Who was going to do the sit-ins? The only people who were able to do those things without it negatively affecting their lives to the point where they were scared to do it is the young people. So that's where I would want to go back to. And so we could pick up where they left off, like I said, if we pool together our resources and realize the value of the dollar.
every generation gets their handful of slander when they're young. Like, I feel as though every time a generation gets older and a new generation comes out, that new generation always gets picked on until they actually get older. Like, alphas are catching it right now.
Yeah, alphas are catching it real bad right now.
But when Gen Z was the up and coming generation, like, we're still catching it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when millennials were the up and coming generation, they were catching it.
Yeah.
Because as time goes on, things do get better. And I think the last generation gets a little jelly of the new generation having it a little easier. Self-appreciation is one of the most important forms of appreciation. Love yourself because you are the only you.
This program is made possible in part by the state of Michigan and by viewers like you. Thank you.